Be prepared throughout for highly offensive language, adult and sexual themes, and scenes of possible paranormal activity.
Well, what a weekend it's been in there, eh? The housemates built a wall, not even Rodrigo, wearing the tightest uniform I've ever seen, could stop President Trump from having a green card in the task. Natalie let rip over Hardeep's cooking. Dan and Gabby got their flirt on, and Psychic Sally had everyone in tears. But at the end of the day, I look nice in khaki. It's time for Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. Yes, come on!
Shimmy yeah, shimmy yeah, shimmy yeah. Swalla
Hello and welcome to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side! Yes. What a roller coaster of a show we have had tonight. We have had the first #Snoregate of the series! Snoregate. But stay awake because coming up tonight, Greek god of psychology, Dr. Demetrios is back! Yes! Kalimera to you and your family. And with this series creating headlines, a frenzy. Kiss FM's Neve Spencer's in the building tonight as well. She's going to be here with this weekend's top trading stories in the return of #Just Saying. But before we start tonight's show, I just want to say how well Kirsty has been doing during her presidency. So in her honour, I think we should all sing the national anthem. No, actually, no, let's not. No, we won't. Actually, we won't. No. It's time to meet tonight's panel. Right, not a day goes by when he's not rubbing someone up the wrong way, which, to be honest, makes him perfect for our panel. Yeah. Don't point at other people. It's James Jordan. Got the beard. Next up, never a blue Monday when he's around. All rise. No, actually, no, don't. It's the gorgeous Anthony Costa. And finally, a woman who, quite frankly, we really should all actually rise for. So please be upstanding for Big Brother royalty. It's our very own little princess. It's Nikki Graham. Please be seated. Thank you so much. Oh, well, what a weekend. We've got so much to talk about. Let's get on with tonight's show. It was neatly bookended, I have to say, with a couple of snorers, namely Natalie and Hardeep. God bless them both. Try sleeping on your side, babe. Might help. But these two have clashed a couple of times already. Firstly, with Natalie telling Hardeep that there is a time and a place for satire. A bit topical at the moment. James, lovely to have you back, by the way.
Thank you.
Always lovely to see you. Why do you think these two aren't seeing eye to eye pretty much from the outset?
They're both big characters. I don't think they're yes people, either of them. I think when Hardeep went in, he was a bit socially awkward. I think he's starting to find his feet now. Like we were both saying, when he first went in, I couldn't stand him. But actually, he seems to be chilling out a little bit, becoming a bit more tolerable. People seem to be getting on with him, which is nice. But with her, I just don't like her at all.
You're not a fan of her?
Not a fan.
And what about you with Hardeep? I mean, he's been in the press a bit the last few days as well. People saying they're not that much of a fan of him. But now, like you've just said, James, it might be slowly changing for him. What are you making of him?
Yeah, like what James was saying, I think he's trying to find his place, right? And he seems a bit of a floater, like goes from one person to the other and just wants to be their friend. Natalie is obviously seen that, thinks he's a bit fake. We were seeing this, you know, we saw it tonight. He just wants to be everyone's friend, right? He wants to be in the kitchen cooking. If he's a good chef, let him cook. It winds me up, do you know what I mean? Like,
You think leave him
I
to
can't
it?
cook, so why am I going to start saying, oh, I want to cook? Because I can't, so what's the point? Let him cook, man.
Calm down, calm yourself.
so
It's all right, it's all right.
aggressive.
You're amongst friends.
Coming from you!
So aggressive.
Well, we did see Sally and Roxanne have not been impressed with Hardeep. They thought he was coming across, in their words, as creepy, particularly with Chloe. Nikki, I want to come to you with this one. I mean, what are you making of that whole situation with what they're saying?
Oh, bless him. I think if it was Dan doing it, no one would bat an eyelid.
Yeah.
But because it's Hardeep and because of why he got sacked from his job, people are jumping on it. He is a bit creepy at times, but
Do you think he's just tactile?
Yeah, he is.
right.
He's tactile.
Aren't all
Some
men?
people
You're all
are like
like
that.
it.
And as she said, if that was Dan, the women would be loving it. They'd be like, oh my God, he touched me again. I mean,
because
to be
it's
honest with you,
Hardeep-
if he touched me, I think I'd be quite okay about it.
I knew it!
He's a good...
Your poor wife.
He's
love you, Ola.
He's a good-looking guy. I think it's because he's a slightly older man. He's not in the greatest shape, and he looks a bit lechy, but I don't think he means anything by it.
But talking about that, I mean, when he did see Chloe break down, it had a bit of an effect on him. What did you think of their interaction? He seemed quite concerned about her.
He did seem concerned. I think he's a nice guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just wants to be everyone's mate.
yeah.
You don't know where he fits
But
in. This is
he
what I'm
did
saying.
have to finish the conversation with just a little rub, though, didn't he? He just kind of went like that. Just have a
do
little rub
you
at
think
the
Sally
end.
and Roxanne then have maybe misinterpreted him?
I think so.
Yeah.
Exactly what James was saying. They've seen it as an older man, feely, touchy, whatever you want to call it, with a younger girl like Chloe, and they think, oh, he's being lechy, but I don't think he is. He's just
It is 3
tactile.
days, so it is hard
is
to
3
say.
days.
It's because, and then a couple of minutes before, he's there massaging Dan.
Well, this is what I was
Well,
going to
no
say.
one batted an eyelid then.
He's been quite tactile with the boys as
Yeah.
well, but the boys especially, they seem to have made sure that Hardeep wasn't left outside alone. Big up yourself, Anastasia. Are they just thinking... made me laugh. It's embarrassing when you laugh at your own gag. Sorry, it's been a long while we've been away. I'm just happy to be back, guys. They're obviously sticking up for him, man. Do you think that part of it is because they just wanted to be included, but a small part of them is we don't want to lose our meal ticket here?
Yeah, I would be exactly the same as Jermaine and Dan. They'd be like, yeah, no, you're all right, bro. But
No, we love you. Please make us another
Please
breakfast.
make us another
Yeah.
macaroni cheese. Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously.
Yeah, he should make meals for all of them except Natalie.
Oh, really?
See, that's going a bit too far now.
Yeah, that's
you know, you can't leave someone out
That's
hungry.
not nice.
No,
Funny,
she
but not
said
nice.
she didn't want any of it. She doesn't want
Well,
it.
let her, this is what I'm saying. She wants to, she's causing an argument, isn't she? She's trying to be the big
Is
guy
it
out.
what she does, though?
She wants
I don't know what she was
everything she
famous
says.
for.
She's trying to find an argument.
Yeah.
I just find
Nobody
her...
likes your cooking. I want to cook. You don't say
Then
that.
Luke and knock on yourself. Get him. It's like auditioning on here for our impressionist job. Well, listen, the housemates, as you saw, which I'm secretly quite glad about, failed the building the wall shopping
Yeah,
for us
I know.
this weekend. It was so horrible, weren't we?
Can I cross him up? His face was a big chunk.
Yes!
It was like,
They failed!
This is what we want. But poor Rodrigo, I mean, he blamed himself solely.
I thought, I cannot...
I cannot make him so sorry. They are now on a basic shopping budget. We're going to get onto the basic budget in
Facebook,
just
this
a
doesn't,
moment,
does it?
but we've got an exclusive look at 2 world leader types you didn't see in the main show. Have a look.
What?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yes!
How do you like them apples?
You are well arrested.
I tell you. Yes, that's clean.
Teresa, come on, girl. She could have done a better job. Even though you didn't get to see that in the main show, it obviously didn't change the result and the outcome of the whole task. But let's talk about that basic budget. Nikki, you've been in there. You know what it's like when you get a basic shopping ration. How are they going to deal with that £2.50 a day?
I think some are obviously going to deal with it better than others. I mean, if you think about it, £2.50 isn't that bad.
Lovely.
Yeah. Economy, everything. But I think, obviously, it's what the public want. We love it when they're on rations.
Yeah.
Because
Do you know what?
they
I've
get grouchy.
I've got to say, I'm loving the fact that Big Brother is taking no shit this year.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is just like, you failed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to paint it with a bit of lipstick. Don't work this time round. Sorry.
Yeah.
James, we saw the shopping task. Return of the chalkboard as well. This is what we want. How do you think they managed the budget? We're talking like 20 dozen eggs here, 20
Terrible.
loaves of
But
bread.
I said that as soon as food needs to be decided, it always causes arguments because one person wants one thing, one person wants something else. I think Dan was right. Let Hardy decide what he wants in the kitchen because you've got a really small budget. He's the one that's going to be doing the cooking.
Yeah.
And then old silly bollocks starts opening her mouth again, getting involved. So
go
yeah,
massive
it
Ruby
always
for a
causes
week, innit?
arguments. But
Lovely.
I just want them on rice and beans
You're
for the
a
whole
Hulk.
time they're in there.
He's so cold.
Take their suitcases away. I just think let's make
It's not
it
worth
hell
Dan
for
having
them.
a suitcase, is it? He's never out of his shorts, is
What
he?
you
In his
say
pants.
about Dan? You say about
that's
Dan.
true.
Look,
It's true, isn't
we
it? Just
can
take
all
his
see
suitcase.
I wouldn't wear anything
Dan
like
is
that
a
like
bit
him.
of a growing lad, let's be fair. Rodrigo knows how much of a growing lad he is. Let's have a little look. So, he's sitting here during the task, you know, having a lovely time. Get them binoculars out! He's not holding back, is he? He really, really don't care. And speaking of Dan, as you do, he hasn't just got food on his mind, and we need to talk about this, the Gabby situation. So, look, he's in the diary room, he said he's got the bants with Gabby. We all know the media storm that allegedly has never happened and all of this, but do you think there is something there between them? I was looking online at the weekend, a lot of people have been saying, oh, I think there could be something here. Whether it's happened in the past or not, they said it hasn't. Do you think something could happen with them two?
I don't know, really. Like, it's got banter, innit? And we've known each other for years.
What have I told you about the impression?
Sorry. Has something happened? To be honest with you, I don't know, mate. Body language tells me there might be something there, or has been something there. I don't know.
But Gabby said she's seeing someone.
Did she?
So that's everything done, isn't it?
She said she was seeing someone, but not in a relationship with someone.
Yeah.
She hasn't got a boyfriend.
There's a lot of awkwardness around them.
Yeah.
That's what I think when they first went in the house as well. They've been in there 3 days. It just seems very awkward. So for me, that says something. Whether something has happened or not, no one can say, can they? Only they know.
But whether something will happen, we will be watching.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Because that's what we
we will.
do. I've got another exclusive for you now.
Yes!
This is Roxanne having a little reading from Sally. Have a little look.
You mustn't think that you can't have kids because you can.
Don't get there now.
So listen to me.
How did you know?
Because I know that you're worried for Lee. It's going to be okay. It will be all right. You're going on holiday when you finish this? Are you going to America? You are?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you make even conceive there.
Fucking hell.
Anthony, I can see you, like, holding your nose. What's wrong?
Mr. Double J over here, mate.
What are we making of that? Roxanne's reading.
In the words of Nick Leeson, bollocks. Oh! No, I don't know. I've had a reading from Sally.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, shall I just name drop?
Yeah, Jack, go on, put that on.
And some things she said was really, really accurate. Whether she might have Googled me before, I don't know. But, I don't know, it just seems a bit... I don't know, because I'm not there. I'm not in and amongst it, so I can't really feel what's going on. Maybe she's right. Maybe, yeah.
Well, you just brought up Nick. I think we need to talk about
Mate,
him.
he's hilarious.
I mean, a lot of people on launch night, especially the younger demographic, I think were like, who is he? What's going on?
Mate.
But his story has got not only the viewers, but the housemates gripped as
Yeah.
well. What are we making of Nick so far, Guy?
I love it.
You're a fan?
Yeah, I do. I think and the way he's brought Hardy sort of into the group,
Yeah.
like, he just has such great banter with him.
Anyone
I think they're
else?
lovely.
I find him really interesting. He needs to say more about his stories, and I think we're going to get to know him a lot more over the next couple of days. He seems really
I want to try and balance it out. Is there anyone here that don't like Nick? You're not a massive fan. Why? Why?
It's a bit boring, isn't he? He walked into the house, didn't do really much with it. It's just a bit boring. He's not done much, has he?
He's the world's most exciting man!
Oh, I didn't know of him until he come on here, so...
You do now! Leave us in the back row, cheek of it.
He seems like a lad, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he seems like one of the
hilarious.
boys.
It seems
He
hilarious.
does come out with some gems, but maybe he's a grower, like the ones that...
Why? I know what you're saying. Maybe it might take him a few days to get really
you don't
stuck
want
in.
it all in one go in the first few days.
This is a family show, guys. Do you know what Nick said, though? Wait for this, we've worked it out. So he said in the 1990s he lost the grand total of £827 million. Now, we all know that was a bit of a while ago now, so due to inflation, that figure would translate to a whopping £15,114,331,085 nowadays. Wow. It's a lot of money. Thank you, Carol Vorderman. Ring you later. That's a lot of money to lose, James.
It is, and they wanted to put him in charge of the money for the shopping task, didn't they?
On that note, lovely bit of chat. Give him a round of applause. It's a lot of money. Right, don't go anywhere. It's in a few minutes. We're going to get to the bottom of the top trending celebrity Big Brother stories with Neve Spencer in Just Saying. Hashtag Monday Motivation. Hashtag don't go changing channels. Hashtag I'll see you after the break with these veneers. See you. Welcome back to Celebrities Big Brother's bit on their side. I'm still joined by a marvellous Monday... Oh. What's that? It's like United Nations. No, please don't sit down. I don't like it. No, please don't. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm just going to leave them there. Still to come tonight, who holds the power in the house? Dr. Demetrios is putting our celebrities under his spotlight, but our celebs have been causing an almighty storm this weekend in the press and all over social media. So it's time to take a look at what's been trending with top Kiss FM presenter Neve Spencer in #JustSayHim. Give up for Neve, everyone.
Really good, how you doing?
I'm really good. Lovely to have you on board as
Thank
well.
you so
welcome to the show.
much.
I mean, I listen to Kiss a lot and I hear you always talk about the show. Are you
know.
loving it so far?
I absolutely love it. I feel like it's a bit spicy this year.
It is a bit spicy.
I like it.
It is a bit spicy,
I
a bit
like
sproncy.
Yeah.
Should we have a little look at some of the headlines?
Please.
I think we should. So we're going to start with a story that Roxanne and Ryan had a big fallout before they entered the house, allegedly. This is what OK said. The truth behind Ryan Thomas and Roxanne Pallett's secret feud revealed. What's been revealed?
Allegedly
Right,
revealed.
so it's not been revealed, is it?
Allegedly revealed.
Go on.
Well, we know that they've been in the industry for years, all
Years.
right? Years.
Donkeys.
And there's been a bit of, like, Yorkshire beef brewing.
Right, I do
here.
like a bit of Yorkshire beef.
We do. We love a bit of beef. It's been brewing, yeah. They have not got on for a while. Apparently, it's all because of something that went down at an awards ceremony, OK?
Oh.
OK? So, Roxanne was supposed to be wearing a particular dress, right? But Ryan's friend was meant to wear that dress, another celebrity. We don't know the name of the celebrity,
Yeah.
OK? So there was a dress-off.
Oh.
And Roxanne got very, very upset. You don't tell a woman what to wear.
And this is where the beef has come from.
This is where the beef started brewing.
Do we feel that this
Yes.
beef could turn up in the Big Brother house?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
This is what I'm here for. This is the only reason I do the job. So you think this could come out?
Yeah.
OK,
Yeah.
fair enough. I mean, there was no massive reveal there, but we'll stick with it. We'll stick with it. Things got a bit naughty in the house as well this weekend. This is what The Sun has said. Celebrity Big Brother fans cringe as Natalie Nunn asks Psychic Sally about her sex life and explains what an orgy is. Now, I mean, I love Psychic Sally. I've followed her career. I've grown up with her, I love her. I never thought I'd be talking about, you know what, with Sally Morgan. Tell us what the public perception of that's been.
It's literally been one of the best moments. So cringeworthy in every single way. For me, the best thing was all of the gifts, the #orcs.
Do we wanna know?
Everyone was talking about this on Twitter, OK? Now, we know Natalie isn't afraid to say what she thinks,
No.
right? She just goes for it. But hearing her talk to Sally, asking her, what is the wildest thing that you've ever done sexually?
I mean...
It's like your nan talking about sexy stuff.
I mean, with
It's
all due respect, it
weird.
wasn't that wild what she had done. But were you surprised by her bedroom manners, lovely Sally?
I'm not over it yet. Even like then she asked about her husband and her man. I can't
Well,
get
she
it out
asked
of
a
my
lot of
mind.
things, but I don't think we need to bring it up, do we? We don't. Let's talk about Gabby, because she's opened up, obviously, about her Love Island
Yes.
split with Marcel, and she said she's never going to be able to trust again. This is what the Metro's run with. Gabby Allen reveals she'll never trust anybody again after split from Marcel Somerville. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Evening Standard, my bad, it's not the Metro. Are we going to see this with Gabby play out in the house? Because Love Island, I mean, it's a naughty word, I don't like saying it on this show, but it's a very different type of show. She's not in here to look for love.
No, she isn't. And I think, do you know what? I think this reveal explains why she's been kind of moody, yeah, a little bit mean, and a bit angry. She's hurting. There's something going on with her. And I think the best thing for her is a bit of Dan.
Oh!
Isn't that the best
I
thing
thought you were
for
going to say
everyone?
another word starting with a D then. It was like, Neve, this your debut. Leave it out, girl. But you say that we've seen her a little bit on edge. I mean, launch night. I mean, she was in that bedroom. She's like, sit down, go to bed. This isn't fun. Like, you don't expect someone to start saying that on launch night. I mean, a week in, maybe 2 weeks in, fair enough.
No.
But do you think that's got anything to do with this?
Yeah, she's angry. You can tell she's carrying something. And I don't know, I feel like there's something between her and Dan. You know, I just think, watch that space. Honestly.
Oh, don't worry, we will. Beady little eye. Look, there it is, there it is. Lastly, there was quite an unlikely development in the presidential suite. It all happened when Ryan asked Kirsty to take a look. The Metro said Ryan Thomas sends celebrity Big Brother views into meltdown as he asked Kirsty Alley to look at his cock. What's this all about?
Ryan has a giant golden cock. I mean, do you know what I mean? This was a perfect moment. We are only a few days in, and we got this.
This is what we
Listen,
like.
if you missed the show on that day and you only were, like, looking at the tweets online, some of us do that now and again.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the biggest cock of your life?
I love
You'd
it.
be like, what? It's so good. And don't you love them?
I do. I really have enjoyed them two together. I just hope once the task is over, they pretty much stick together, because them two, I'm really, really liking.
I think they're BFFs for life.
I really hope so. Neve, I've loved having you.
Can we be BFFs for life?
Done deal. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Neve. Big old cock. I love it. Your debut, talking about cock. Right, well, they're the big stories from the weekend, but now it's time for tomorrow's headlines in today's Bots News. Our top stories tonight. Natalie thinks it's quiet in the house. Roxanne gets foodie in the diary room. And Hardeep's still trying to remember housemates' names. And Rodrigo gives some beauty tips to Roxanne. Thank you. First up at 10:09 this morning, Chloe had a hard time finding her words. Yep.
Chloe, you're awfully quiet. You know, there's some people in this house that are very quiet. Like, they don't really say anything. They just laugh, or they're just there. They're just laughing. Ryan, he doesn't say much. Really, honestly. Kirsty hasn't even told anybody what her storm is. Like, we're just like, okay, you know, what are you here for again?
God's sake, that Chloe's so loud, I wish you'd just shut up. Sorry. Then at 10:19 this morning, Roxanne had food on the brain whilst talking about her fellow housemates. Run, BT.
I think we're all showing our true colours now. Some people merge well together. Like Dan and Jermaine, you'd think they'd been mates forever. So they're like cordial and water. You know when you have a bottle of squash and you have to add water to it and it's better? Some people are orange squash and water, but some people are tomato sauce and beans. I think Natalie and Hardeep are definitely the tomato sauce and the beans. They should be on the same plate together.
Yeah. I mean, we've just had confirmation that doesn't make sense because the sauce in beans is tomato sauce, Roxanne. Next up at 12:47 this afternoon, Hardy was making sure he doesn't forget anyone's name in the house. Go for it.
Just kick him in the balls, be done with it. Jermaine Pennant, do you want a cup of tea, Jermaine Pennant?
No, thank you.
You don't want a cup of tea, Jermaine Pennant?
No, big man.
I do the Jermaine Pennant dance. You
What's
call
that?
Jermaine, his name is Pennant.
not my
Jermaine
dance.
Pennant. Jermaine Pennant.
Yeah, Hardy, we get it. I tell you what, if Jermaine didn't know his name before, he knows it now. And finally, at 2:45 this afternoon, beauty guru Rodrigo showed Roxanne how to use her contour to its full advantage. Run, VT.
So what gives you that?
I was using this one here, look. This brush.
And how
But
do you
here,
show me how?
So basically, here, I used a lighter shade, like banana powder, like a lighter shade here, and here. And here,
dark a little bit.
and then just under your cheeks. Your cheek is here. You just got to feel where it is. That's where it starts to work. Darker.
Gabby, you've been invited to meet the president
So
and the vice president.
darker shade here, and then here a bit pinky.
So fabulous.
And then on top, I highlighted you.
I love it. I feel taller.
You look like a ballerina.
Do I look like a ballerina?
You even feel tall after makeup.
Well, to talk about this breaking news and get some thoughts about Rodrigo's beauty tips, we are joined by Nikki from London. Nikki, what did you think of that? Thank you, Nikki from London. And that was today's Celebrity Bots News. Thank you. Right, you're still here, it makes me laugh. Still to come, he's a lecturer in consumer and business psychology. Don't leave it out! Business psychology and director for the Industrial Organisation and Business Psychology from University College London, but we just like to call him Dr. Dimitrios. He's going to be here to talk all things psych, and we have got a big old exclusive for you. We'll see you after this. Don't shout Really?
Yeah, I know.
Well, you met them in the flesh?
Yeah,
No, I don't like to brag, but I've actually met 4 of the Spice Girls.
I've met 2 of the Spice Girls.
Oh, sorry, Roxanne. I didn't mean to rub it in, darling. Yeah, I've met 4 of the Spice Girls.
Oh, my God. Elton John was at dinner, and there were only 4 of us. Then another time she asked me over to her house for snacks, and Prince Charles was there.
All right, Kirsty. It's not a competition, babes, yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? But the funniest thing is...
Where are we on Pacino?
I've never met Pacino! God, why is this turning into a thing? Right, anyway, it's time for an exclusive. And the President has a very important announcement. I know Nicole Scherzinger. Yeah.
Housemates. Having such great power brings great responsibility. And today, I, the President of the Big Brother House, have a huge decision to make. Later on today, all housemates will make their nominations for the first time. And as you are aware, whichever housemate receives the most nominations will face eviction. However, I can now reveal that I will be issuing one presidential pardon to the housemate I think deserves it the most, which will instantly make this housemate immune from this week's eviction. Soon, each housemate will get the opportunity to visit the Vice President and I in the White House to discuss the pardon. This will be your chance to explain why you feel like you deserve it. It's a tough job being the President of the Big Brother House, but someone has to do it.
Well, there you go. Nominations have taken place today, and Kirsty and Ryan get one presidential pardon to make one housemate immune from this week's eviction. So, Anthony, let me come to you first. Who do we think deserves it?
Oh, man, alive. Oh.
I hope that man's alive.
Who do I think? Oh, mate. I think Ryan will probably pick Dan.
You think Dan?
Yeah, and I think Kirsty might pick Natalie.
I very much doubt that one. Obviously, between them, they only have one pardon.
Yeah,
so, James, where do you think it'll go?
I don't know. There's no one really that deserves it more than anyone else.
I think Sally deserves it because she's done all the free reading.
She's done about 500 quid.
I'd give it to Sally.
I'd probably give it to Nick if I was going to give it to anyone.
Oh, OK.
What do you think? You'd give it to Hardy? Why?
Yeah, maybe.
Because he's been getting such a hard time in the house at the moment. If he gets a pardon, then people are going to have to be a bit more nicer to him because
they know
obviously
he's going to stay.
Exactly, put them up for eviction.
Ooh, well, make sure you tweet us, #CBBBots, and let us know who you think deserves that presidential pardon. But it has been non-stop scrutiny for our 13 celebrities since they entered the Big Brother house last week. But which housemate holds all the power? It's time to find out in... The Greek god of psychology is back. Give it up for Dr. Demetrios! How are you? Which is what?
How are you?
Oh, yes, that's what I was going for. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm really good. It's lovely to have you back.
Oh, I've missed it.
We've missed you too. How are you enjoying the series so far?
I'm loving it.
You're loving it?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Good. Well, let's get straight down to business because we have got 13 new housemates, and with that comes 13 very different personalities. What have you noticed in the early stages of the dynamics?
I think it's quite interesting to see how people deal with power. So, for that reason, I've devised, I divided them into 3 categories.
OK.
So, the first one is the power heads. The second...
The what?
The power heads.
Power heads?
Yes.
OK.
The second is the people who actually are influencers. And the third one, the followers.
I like it when you bring your own notes as well. That's what I like about Dr. Demetrios. He's got his notes. How do we differentiate between these groups?
So every single one of us deals with power in a different way. So for some of us, it's an aphrodisiac. We love to be in control. We love to be on top of every situation. So these are going to be the power heads.
And what does it take to be a power head, though?
I think you need to be a strong personality. You've got to be someone who's really, really keen on sort of taking control and a big personality.
And who have you put in that group?
I think Kirsty and Natalie.
Oh, I mean, they're a bit conflicting at the minute. Let's see one of our American power heads in action. Have a look at this.
First of all, bitch. I just want her out of office. I just think that her running this house is just fucking bullshit. And I think she's starting to be disgusting to me, but I'm really trying to be nice because I don't want everybody to see that side of me.
I mean, she doesn't mince her words, does she? What are you making of it?
No. I think she's struggling. She's really struggling to be number 2 because she knows Kirsty sort of is the queen bee of that household. So
But does she know that this is just a task? Because I know there's been a lot of stuff going on online and people saying, oh, Natalie really don't like this task. And does she think that Kirsty's the one physically dishing this out? It's Big Brother.
It is, but I think when you're fully immersed into a task and you're fully immersed into the household, it becomes your reality. So that's her reality. And we know from her past, she's not good to being number 2.
And you think that's the reason why they've been clashing, is purely because of the sheer factor of she's not number 1?
I think that too, but also both of them, they're sort of, American, so they are a particular category in the household. And also they represent 2 different things. One of them is the old establishment, the Hollywood, what people used to love and like. And now she's representing someone new, reality TV star, someone who's new and up and coming. So, establishment versus new reality are coming into a battle. And who wins?
You decide. Hey, on brand. Not even in the script. I love this show. We've done the power heads. Let's talk about influencers. What do you mean by that? Is it quite self-explanatory?
It is to a degree. So these are people who also love to be in control, but they love to influence others by playing tactics. They're quite strategic, and they love sort of influence people in order to gain particular, winning tasks and so on.
Well, let's have a little look at a clip that you've picked out that shows this. Have a look.
Sure.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
I got it. Flossy.
You did that, oh my God.
The celebration was brilliant.
Now, obviously, I can see what you mean. He starts something people follow. Is that what you mean by that clip with him?
Absolutely. I think Rodrigo is a great example of an influencer. So he's a loud character. He doesn't want to be the boss. He doesn't want to be the leader. But he's already forming great alliances with both girls and boys to make him a really key character of the household. So being influenced...
Is it a bit peacocky, do you think?
It is. But what he does with that, he's just trying to form and make friendships. So everyone will like him, everyone will actually be with him without sticking out too much, like Kirsty.
Who else would you put in an influencer category?
I think an influencer category will also have Hardeep. But bless him, I think his techniques are slightly too loud, they're slightly too early in terms of into the game. And I think he can be misunderstood as someone who's not authentic. So I think it will be challenging for him to save this.
Well, you say that, like, what could he do to maybe get more of the house on board? Because he seems to be having a bit of a time with it at the minute, doesn't he?
Definitely. I think he's a great cook, so maybe he can actually stay in the kitchen, make some lovely dishes, and try to win especially the boys through their bellies. I think, what they say is, you can influence people by just how you cook for them.
By feeding them?
Pretty much.
Literally. The last one you said, was it followers?
It is, yes.
So what type is that? Literally sheep?
Not really, that would be quite harsh, but
Don't be harsh!
So I think these are the people who love to sort of, follow stronger personalities. They love power, but they would rather sort of sit back and sort of form an alliance with someone who possesses a lot of power, but they don't want to be the powerful individual themselves.
Who would you put there, then?
I think the best example will actually be Ryan. Ryan, as a vice president, I think he's really enjoying following Madame President around, and he's quite passive into what he does and what he actually says. We haven't seen too much of a personality as yet, rather than someone who's just simply following.
Well, John, let's have a little look at that. This is Vice President Ryan in action.
What's going on here, man? Got on again on the next flight, get on the plane, and then they come round and start giving out newspapers.
No.
No. Doesn't matter if it's a German newspaper, French newspaper, English newspaper. It's all me.
Just there. Oh my God! It's getting worse. What is going on?
You need an eyeliner mustache.
No, I get one of the, like a blanket, and I've got the blanket up over me like this. You can see my eyes.
Oh my God.
I mean, his laugh, everyone's loving it. What do you get from that clip in particular?
It's a lovely laugh, but I think in reality it's just incredibly passive. He's just trying to agree with everything, and he's just...
Bit of a safeguard.
Indeed.
Who else would you think is a bit of a follower apart from him?
Chloe.
Chloe?
Chloe, she's lovely again, but I think she's struggling to fit in. She hasn't formed any relationship with anyone in there, and I think in such cases, for such a young housemate, we will expect her to now try to form a bond with someone who is more dominant. Say an alpha male in the household.
Who would you put as that alpha at the minute?
Well, I think she's spending a bit of time with Jermaine, so...
Oh, it's the look. It's the look. Joan, his wife was on here the other night. Everyone keeps saying that there's something there. Do you think there's something with Chloe and Jermaine?
Of course there is.
Do you think there is?
Of course there is.
Really?
Why not?
Oh, I think we need to keep an eye on that one as well. I hate it. But listen, I think it is fair to say that the storm is continued to... it's going to be forecast, sorry, to continue on in this house. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Και εγώ σε ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. And ελπίζω επίσης να τα ξαναπούμε πάρα πολύ σύντομα.
And to you and your family. Let's give it up for Dr. Demetrios, everyone! I'm like, yeah. Kalimera as well, I finish. Right, coming up next, we've got another exclusive, and we're going to be asking our panel if they think we've seen the real housemates yet. One of them thinks a certain celebrity is a bit fake, and they are ready to go in. James Jordan, I'm not looking at you. Yes, I am. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you straight after the break. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. It is time now for another exclusive, and Gabby is getting all emotional.
Gab, what did she actually say that?
Yeah, what's the code?
What? She said that you're fading into the background.
She kept saying, Gabby, turn up. It's like she wants me to just, like...
She wants you to, like, jump
perform.
out of bed
I'm
and
not going
stuff.
to do that.
Just be yourself. Don't worry about what other people think you should do, or...
You know, the worst case scenario, Gabs, just have a tuna sandwich.
Oh, what? Of course you're not fading into the background, you know. You ain't, are you? Are you joking? Sorry, girl. Are you seriously upset? What are you doing, you nutter? What are you doing, you nutter?
Out of fact, could you fade into the background? You think you just let...
Stupid. Of course you ain't.
No, but it's like, it's the way everything's said that, like, everyone's put on the spot and it fucking stresses me out.
She's just ruthless.
No one else is put on the spot, is there? That's just her personality.
It's her character. It's the way she speaks to people and stuff.
Do I ever put you on the spot? Does Dan put you on the spot? Does Dan make you feel like you're fading?
I feel like dead intimidated.
To be around?
Intimidated?
Why?
Oh, I'm hearing a bit of mixed reaction behind me. James, let me come to you first. Gabby, is she phasing into the background?
Clearly. I don't like Natalie at all, but I don't think that's... Why has she said it? That's the first thing, but why is Gabby reacting like that? I mean, day 3 and she's crying because someone said you're fading into the background. I don't know. I don't get that. It's not like she said you're on... I don't know. Whatever. It's not a bad thing to say to someone, is it? Really?
I mean, in the first week, you know, the low flyers, they normally don't get away with it.
Maybe she's going to go for the whole
like.
sympathy thing. I don't know. Crying all the time, possibly.
Oh, I'm getting a lot of people piping up here.
She just wants attention.
Do you think that's
It's
what
got to
it is?
be after everything that's going on. She just wants a bit of Dan. To be honest.
What do you want?
What do you mean?
All the boys, only Dan went to comfort her.
Only Dan went?
Yeah.
But is that because they're friends on the outside?
But this is going to kickstart... Yeah.
You what, Nick?
This is going to kickstart what we've all been waiting for now. So she is going to go straight to the forefront now.
Or it could be because he's a nice guy.
Well, there's that as well.
It could be. It could be.
But
I
we're
wouldn't have
thinking, yes, it's starting!
She's got a spoon out. She's ready. Well, we'll be keeping an eye on that, and we'll bring you the rest of that in tomorrow night's main show. But our celebrities have been in the house for a few days now. But do we think we've seen the real them? Or are they hiding behind a wall? Lols, topical. Nikki, as you said, you know what it's like to be in there. Is it natural, do you think, to go in them first couple of days with the guard up in that house? Not that you did.
I think for some people, they're a lot more guarded, and then they'll slip up and the true colours will come out, and then they'll just get evicted. But I think with some of them, they're not censoring themselves, and they're the ones... People might dislike them at first, but they're the ones that win over the public because the public can see them for what they are.
We can see through it. We can always see through it. James,
Yeah.
you've done it. You know what it's like in there. You called people out on it while you were in there. Do you think that there's anyone in particular at the moment that isn't being themselves in the house?
That isn't being themselves. I think several of them aren't being themselves. I always say the first 5 to 6 days, people were playing the game. They're trying to get the camera time as much as they can, be what either they think they want the public to perceive them to be. I don't know why they're doing it. Just be yourself from day one, and hopefully people like you. I obviously went in, and I myself.
You've done the final,
yes,
exactly,
really. Exactly. But I think, in particular, I would say that, like Dan said earlier this evening, that Roxanne is definitely playing, let's say, the biggest. She's acting the most. I know her. I've met her. She's not a nasty person. But she is always looking for camera on me, camera on me.
Can I just interrupt?
You could do what you like, you're Nikki Graham.
I have to say, I trained with Roxanne at the Nikki Graham School of Dramatic Art.
Get that in there.
And she is doing a fine job in there.
Yeah. And what do you think?
Well, unlike these two, I've never actually had the opportunity to go in the Big Brother house because I'm not famous enough. And
don't get blue about it.
So, but for me, I would just. I don't know about playing games because I would just, like James, I'd just go in there and be myself and have a laugh and then see where it would take me. But game playing, what is it? What is the game playing?
But don't we want people to play a game on Big Brother?
Well, no, because
full on jumped in the pool. Hardy probably nudged her, and she was like, "Oh!"
Do you know what? Let's look at that moment. Let's look at that moment. Let's bring up the Roxanne clip. So this is where she goes into the pool, right? So, we haven't got that clip. I do apologise. I know. We're only the sideshow.
What do like you guys want? Do you want someone that says how it is, or someone that wants a sympathy vote, or whatever? What do you want?
I want someone to say how it is.
Yeah.
Like,
But
be
then
real, don't be fake.
But what do you think of Roxanne? She's got a lot of
I
stick
just think
online
she's
at the weekend.
fake. Like, honestly, like, just be yourself.
You think she's fake?
Sneaking the crisps
Yeah.
in the thing. It was all so acted, like, "Oh, I'm gonna sneak
And like
some
saying,
stuff."
you know, oh, when I was a girl, I dressed up like Emma Bunton. Like, who cares?
Who didn't? That's what I was saying. We all dressed as Emma Bunton at one point now. Like, she's got a lot of flack online this weekend, saying she's really acting up and stuff like that. Anyone thinks she's not, and she's being herself, and this is who she... You think
all right?
Come on, look, although she's drama trained, you can't be an actor for the whole period.
Listen, if you're that
Big
good,
Brother.
Hollywood not boring.
Exactly. There we go.
days.
So I just think she's going to be herself and it's going to be fine, and she's not acting. So leave her alone.
No, he says leave her alone. James, you still think that she might be, or she not?
No, I know she is. It's not might be, she is acting. When she even came down at the beginning on launch night, rubbing her... You know the camera's on you unless you're an absolute idiot. You know the camera's on you. And
so you think it was from the second she's walked in?
Yeah, but it doesn't make her a bad person. I'm not saying she's a bad person. She's actually a nice girl. She is trying to give you guys what she thinks you want to see.
Yeah,
so you can't knock her for it.
But do you want to see that?
No, but that's what she thinks people want
But
to see.
will she
Falling
still-
in the pool, all this stuff. I don't believe any of it.
Well, do you know what? We spoke about Roxanne. Let's talk about Natalie, because she has been kicking off since the minute she got in there. Snoring, cooking, Kirsty as president. She is from a show called Bad Girls Club. Is she living up to that reputation, James?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because she's known for shouting.
Is your name James?
Sorry, love.
No, I'm joking, I'm joking! Oh, I'm joking! I'm joking!
Do you know what? Scrap that. Anthony, what do you think?
She's from a show that she just goes around being horrible to people. Why is she horrible?
I don't think she's horrible. I think
Why?
she says some things that people want to say.
She
Like,
was
I would be annoyed if
horrible
I didn't get any
about
sleep. And he was
Kirstie
snoring.
She was what?
You don't think she's horrible to Kirsty?
She dissed
Yeah,
the
a little bit,
president.
a little bit, but they've got different views. They've come from very different parts of America.
But is it a case of leaving your views outside the Big Brother house
And just
and
have an open
dealing
mind?
with what's going on?
Yeah, you can't
No.
dislike someone because you have different political views.
No,
It doesn't make them a bad
You think that
person.
should be carried in?
Yeah, of
on, why not?
You're not a fan of her?
I don't like her, and if she'd have been snoring, I'd have woke her up. And I said, you enjoying yourself there, love, because the rest of us can't.
I've literally only got a little bit of time left. Who's loving Natalie?
She's great TV. She's great TV.
I think
she is good TV.
I think personally, Natalie's just being Natalie, and that's why she did so successful in the Bad Girls Club. And I feel like Natalie would be just as successful.
Do you think
in
she's
Big Brother.
acting though?
I think that what she did.
Yes,
I
that's
think about the snoring, she was being over dramatic, but I don't think it's acting. I think it's being.
She's great TV.
I think she's being real. She's
You think
honest,
she's being real?
Yeah.
We are literally like 4 days in. Like, I can't be dealing with this. Listen, give this panel a round of applause, please. What a Monday. That is just about it for tonight, sadly. A massive thank you to my fantastic panel and our brilliant audience. Good audience tonight. We'll be back just after 11 tomorrow with Love Island, naughty word, Laura Anderson, Charlotte Dawson and Ricky Norwood. Until then, have a great rest of your night. It's not long left. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.